Welcome back, everybody, to Retro Survivor. It's been 2 weeks since we've had an episode, but we are back. So come on in, get comfy, take your shoes off, get comfortable. We are in for a really good episode today. If you guys are new to Retro Survivor, welcome. Glad to see you. And just going to tell you a little bit of a rundown of what you are here to expect from Retro Survivor. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you the contestants that we have left in Retro Survivor. And we are currently down to the final 4, which is crazy. We're at this point in the show. So I'm going to show you the final 4 contestants. I'm going to give you my reasonings of why they are probably here, or maybe one snuck past us and is still here. I'm going to give you my favorites, my picks to win. And then as we discuss those 4, then we're going to go to a gameplay session. And this gameplay session is going to be one of those 4 contestants that are still left. I'm going to play live in front of you. And that game was chosen by you, the viewers. I put a poll every Monday, the day before I stream, and you guys get to pick who you want to see me play, what contestant you would like to see me play live on Retro Survivor. And that's going to happen after we talk about the contestants. As I play, I'm going to give you my live reactions. Here's why I think that they've made it to the final 4. Here's why I think they shouldn't have made it to the final 4. Here's why they should win. Here's why this game is trash. You guys are going to hear all of my live reactions about whatever game I'm playing. You're also going to see some mediocre gameplay. That's what you guys are in for today on Retro Survivor. And any of my longtime viewers knows that. That's why it's called Jake Dies Again. You're going to see me fail. You're going to see me blame the game. You're going to see my nostalgia take over. You guys are going to see that all live on Retro Survivor. After that, we're going to have our tribal council scene. And that's going to be a serious time where I'm going to let you guys vote live here on the show who should be evicted. I'm going to put a poll up. I'm going to put it in the chat. You guys follow that link and you're going to live vote who should be evicted. And to me, hold on. Then next, we're going to see that contestant off. I'm going to count the votes. We're going to have our ceremony. We all sit around the fire together. I announce who is going to be evicted. There's going to be a boat come. The boat's going to pick up the contestants. So we're going to wave the contestant by. We are down one contestant. And then next week, we continue with one less contestant all the way until we have our final winner. Till we have our finale and we crown our winner of Retro Survivor. So that's how this goes. Now, we are about to play the game that you guys have voted on. By the way, I think this is the only game that I know of, or the only show that I know of, where you guys, it's a retro gaming show. And you guys live vote. You have the eviction power at your fingertips, all of you. And you get to pick live what retro game goes out the door. To my knowledge, this is the only retro gaming show of its kind. You guys get all of the power in this show. So let's go ahead and get started. Let me catch up on the chat. Electric is in the chat. He said, look who it is. Did I tune into the right channel? I believe so. So sorry, Electric. I was gone last week, but we are back and we got some things to discuss. These 4 contestants is what I mean. Then Michael B says, what could possibly go wrong? Bubsy, RIP. Let's go have a moment of silence for Bubsy, everybody. Silence over. I don't like Bubsy. Out the door you go. You don't get much of my silence. DJ says, RIP Bubsy. Man, we got a lot of RIPs to Bubsy. I didn't think that anybody would still think about him or miss him after 2 weeks. I didn't think about him after 2 hours. The Michael B says, gone too soon. Hey, there is a chance we could have a legacy season and he could come back. There's a chance. I'm hoping not, but there's a chance. Electric says, what is Jake's issue with small furry mammals? Man, I guess you're referring to Buster too. It's just Buster. There's just like 2 or 3 levels I just can't get behind. The whole blue donkey and the donkey kicking section, I just don't care for. I don't really like. Now, if a lot of that game was like the football level, the football mini game, bro, so much fun. If there was a game basically like the entire football level on Buster Bust Loose, bro, I would rent it today. I'd rent that John today, bro. That game was so much fun. But it's just a lot of it, a lot of sequences I just didn't care for. Bubsy, you guys saw me play it live, 2 or 3 weeks ago? The platforming wasn't the best. The animations, all of us saying, is kind of get old. It reminds me of one of those toys you had when you were a kid, when you would pull the string or you would press the button and they had 3 catchphrases. And then it's, oh, really cool. I get to see my character say the 3 iconic catchphrases. And then you've heard it 3 times and you're like, okay, on to the next toy. That's what I feel like Bubsy is. It's like, okay, I've heard them all. The charm's gone. What's left? A pretty average platformer. The sprite's too big, and it just didn't add up for me to be a good game. And I think you guys saw that 2 weeks ago. He was a silly little mongoose, gone too soon, DJ says. Yes, he was. Again, and I gave you guys my rankings of my favorite mongoose, Timon being on top and Bubsy being on the bottom. And so that's Bubsy's way at the floor, not even close. Timon's the man. I don't know, Electric, pretty sus to me. Pretty sus. Oh, that I'm against two small mammals? I don't know if I got a mammal bias. I wouldn't say that. Let me try to think of I would assume there's some mammal platformers I'm behind. Man, even to speak, okay, I just mentioned Timon, the Lion King. I enjoy that game. I get destroyed by that game and it hurts my soul and crushes me a little bit because it is really difficult and it's made for kids and I'm an adult and I have a tough time with it. But overall, I like the game. It's not that bad of a game. So I don't know. I don't think I got a small animal bias. It's definitely not a small. I'm looking at Fishing Master right here. Not a mammal. Small animal though. Love that game, bro. Game's awesome. Y'all slept on Marky D. He should still be here. Jake has a mammal bias. Lizard person confirmed. Don't call me a lizard person. That's government people, bro. I'm not a lizard person. All right, let's move on to the good stuff. Actually, no, let's talk about our contestants. Because guys, Final Four. We're in the Final Four. And those Final Four, and I'm gonna be just completely candid with you, Super Off-Road not being in the Final Four, you guys are menaces for not including Super Off-Road in the Final Four. That is absolutely insane to me. I can make a good argument for Gradius 3 not being here, Uniracers not being here, heck, even the Fishing Master for not being here. But you guys not voting for Super Off-Road to continue is actually crazy. Genuinely insane. I cannot believe you guys did that. I don't know how it happened. But, we had an overheat twist. Anything can happen, I guess. But anyway, just shocking to me. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, a surprise to no one. Awesome game, awesome show. Everybody's nostalgic for it. The game I'm going to be playing today, by the way, live on the air. I played, the first two stages, first two levels, something like that. And we're going to continue because even in the parentheses of my voting, I said, hey, we're going to try to get to the later levels of the game today. So that's what we're going to do. It does have a password system. We can pick up where I left off and we can move on. Hopefully get to the end. If I don't have time, I don't have time, but we're going to try to get as far as we can. Ninja Gaiden Trilogy, bro, what else is there to say? It's one of the most popular and beloved NES trilogies of all time. They combined it. I want to say updated the graphics. I know they added a few things to it, but it's mainly just you get to play as Ryu all together in the three stories back to back on the Super Nintendo system, which everybody loves. Blackthorn, bro, I made a video about this not too long ago, about the lore behind it. So much lore, fantasy novel level lore behind this game. And then as it continues the story or ends the story, it says, and this is where you pick up. At Kyle Blackthorn, your destiny is here. All of these people are relying on you. And it goes into this whole thing. And dude, it just like your blood starts pumping. It makes you want to run through a brick wall just to start off the game. And dude, it reeks of 80s and 90s action hero. I mean, look at the cover, for crying out loud. So yeah, we got Blackthorn, Psycho Dream. I've said this time and time and time again. I've reviewed it not too long ago. One of the most vibey games that I've played. And it's just a whole interesting setup. Like Netflix or whomever, Paramount, needs to take that IP and run with it because it is just an incredible world that is built. Basically, people get so involved in their VR games that they start to get lost in them in a dreamlike state. And then they have these two specialized policemen. I think there's more than that. But the two you play as, they're special forces trained in order to go into these people's dreams, pull them out, and rescue them from being addicted to this VR. Dude, it's so cool. Like, super cool. So obviously the backdrop is people's dreams, and that could literally be anything. So some streaming service needs to pick that up and just run with it, and they would make $1 million, zillion, jillion dollars. Electric says, I agree. Now he's got to say he doesn't like Crash Bandicoot, but that's a marsupial. Never mind. Bro, I love Crash Bandicoot. And somebody looked that up. Is he a marsupial? Is he a mammal? And then somebody else looked up the difference between the two because I thought they were the same thing. Like a koala bear, marsupial, and mammal. If I got any new viewers that are jumping in on that, they're like, what is this? I thought this was a retro gaming show. What is he talking about, bro? Michael B says true. Next on the list would be Daddy Daffy and Donald Duck. Guess he's got a problem with mallards too. No problem with mallards, bro. I'm in Duck Commander country. I don't know if y'all know this, but I'm 30 minutes from, if you watch the show Duck Commander, I'm like 30 minutes down the road. See them in stores, see them out and about, the Robertsons, the family, big bearded people. So, bro, that's my country. We're actually getting, here's what's crazy. We're so in duck country that we're getting a, what's it called? Arena Football League. We're getting a team in my area called the Greenheads. Ducks, literally. So we are getting an indoor arena football team called the Greenheads in my area. That's how much I'm on ducks, bro. And I will be in attendance on the first game. So nothing against mallards. If I had my duck call, I'd hit it right quick. I'm not that good at it, but I would rip it. DJ says, dang, got to dip for a bit. Hopefully be back for the vote. Yes, you got to vote. It's very important. We're down to 4. I mean, this is a huge vote. Electric says probably hates Darkwing Duck too. Not in particular. The Michael B says, yo, we've been beefing if he has a problem with Darkwing Duck. Dang, I know there's that much support for Darkwing Duck. Yeah, no special hate for that. You can only hate me for hating Bubsy. That's it. What else was I about to say? Man, let's get into some gameplay. I got Power Rangers pulled up, and we're going to see what we can make of it. Here we go. If it's too loud or not loud enough, I would like for somebody to say something. That would be nice. Let's see here. Can you guys hear this? Hold on. Not showing any audio on my end. Hopefully you guys can hear it. If not, we'll restart. Okay, so we go options. Hold on. Gameplay scene. Topics of ducks. Have you been to Duck Commander? Yes, I have been. And I played against, if you watch the show, I played against John Luke in baseball. We're about the same age. So, Jace came to the game, and not too long ago, he spoke at a Christian event. Got to take my youth group to watch him. So I've met him a few times. Really great people. They are who they are on the show. So that's really cool. A lot of time I'm kind of skeptical. Like, are these people, especially when there's a show about family people, and I hate to say it, like, I shouldn't be a skeptic on this, but when they have faith, not faith leaders, but just faithful people, family people on shows, sometimes I'm like, man, are they really like that in real life? Not that I'm just instantly critical, but you just wonder, and in person, they're the same people on TV. So that's really cool. Let's go to, man, what's my last password? Let me look it up. I just had it in front of me. Come on. Where's it at? Where's my last password? We just fought we were in the sewers. We fought what's his name? He looks like just a kind of a blobby guy. Can't remember his name. Not the Skeletor guy. Let's go 10. Was we on level 3? Let's try that. I typed in the password. Why are we not going anywhere? Let's try it again. 10, 12. Okay. That did something. Moving out. So now can we press start? Let me turn my volume up. Okay, guys. Let me make sure. Are you guys getting any volume? Yes or no? Somebody in the chat, let me know. Eyeball guy. Oh my goodness. Yes, the Cyclops looking fellow. Cyclops eyeball guy. Let's go ahead and start. Let's see if my password picked up to where it should be. Bro, no. This is the beginning. What's the deal with the passwords? Bro, we're going as Jason. Let's be real. Everybody was Jason for Halloween as a kid. No, I don't want to be in Area 1. I'm about to restart. I'm not even going to lie to you. I don't want to play the first 2 worlds. I want to get to the end. I want you guys to see something new. I say new, like you guys haven't played this game probably 20 times already. If anybody was a 90s kid, they were a Power Rangers kid. That's just how it went. Hard mode passwords? Get that out of here, bro. We are trying to get to the level passwords. You kidding me? Okay, I press start. Now the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over. So let's press a different button here. What? What's going on? Why can't I just enter that in and it be a password? Let's try a different one. 0216. This is crazy. I really don't want to start over, guys. I really don't want to do that. But I might have to. 0216, bro. What are we doing here? This is crazy. Am I going to have to start from the beginning? No. Don't want to do that. Let me try this. Let me check the chat. No game audio. Bro, I can't use the passwords and there's no game audio? What in the world? Here, hold on. Let me do some restart. Be right back. Y'all hang with me. Okay, let's try this. Game audio. Not seeing it. Now, the bad thing is there was an OBS update. So that kind of stinks. So I'm looking at all this for the first time. This is very unfortunate. Let's try this. Desktop audio. Try 5113 for the password. I'll try that. I'll try that password. I don't know why there's no game audio. Let's do a little research. Because I definitely want to fix that before we get started here, before we get cooking. Elgato. That is my capture card. Yes, sir. Okay. Here, video. Let's go. Let's restart my... We're doing some restarting, guys. Very sorry. Should have fixed all this beforehand. Hang with me. We're going to have a live eviction. Live eviction at the end. I'm just trying to fix this gameplay first. I want to play some Power Rangers with you guys. It's one thing to play Power Rangers from the 90s. It's another thing to do it with somebody, bro. We're trying to play Power Rangers and have some nostalgia dopamine hits together at the same time. Not just me. I don't want it to be just me. So let's try it again. Let's go to gameplay scene, bro. No audio again, bro. This is awful. Not good. Let's see. I can. What else can I do? We're doing some investigating powers. Guys, we might just have to go to eviction. We might not be able to play. You guys don't want to watch something and not hear it. Hold on. We're going to try one more thing. Okay, we got that. That makes sense. We got green. We're green everywhere, bro. We're green everywhere. Jake, just make all the sound with your mouth. Yeah, let me just make the Go Power Rangers. I'm going to just do the whole soundboard as we're playing. I just can't do that, guys. I can't do that. So here's what we're going to do. Sometimes you got to call an audible. We're playing with 30-year-old technology. I'm playing with an actual, hold on. Let me show you something. Let me show you guys a little something. Playing with one of these. If you're new, if you're just now watching. We're playing with 30-year-old technology. This is an actual Super Nintendo controller. I'm playing on my actual Super Nintendo with an actual cartridge into OBS, which is something that updated over the weekend while I was gone. So welcome back me. Love that. So instead, guys, let's talk for a little bit, and then we're going to go to our eviction. Very sorry that you guys didn't get to see Power Rangers. That is very unprofessional of me. Very sorry about that. I tested everything before. What are you going to do? All right, guys. So again, before we go to our vote, I did want to say this for those that are not in. Man, happy Easter to all of you. Happy Easter to all of you that are in the chat that didn't get to say happy Easter to. To the man who hit 0 HP but never a game over screen. That's Jesus Christ. And conquered the grave on the third day, and that's what we celebrate this past Easter. I hope you got to do that with your family. And I did, and I had a great time. It was my son's first Easter, so can't walk yet, but next year he'll be out there hunting them eggs, son. And I cannot wait to hide them to where he can't find them. Just kidding. I'll let him find them. I won't go hard mode yet. I'll wait till he gets a little older. Okay. Go back to the chat. Cheek over the Green Ranger, hold L, R, and select buttons, then select Jason while hitting restart and power at the same time. Eject the game and put in Bubsy and beat the game. Works every time. You're on to something, Michael B, but I'm going to go ahead and say I'm going to debunk that. We're not going to do that cheat. I don't like to cheat anyway, bro. I like to die on my own time. We're not doing that. Sometimes I have to go in audio settings for that input, and there's a setting that's a drop down, and all the options are something like off, monitor only, monitor, and input. Appreciate that, Rob. I will look into that here shortly after the show. But I don't want you guys to see me doing this, just on my mouse, just trying to figure things out, just like this. That's a pretty lame show, so we're not doing that. But thank you so much for helping. If it was something I know I can fix in real time, and it's like, hey guys, hold on a second, here's some cool 90s music, let's keep rolling. That'd be one thing, but if it's like me just searching, you guys are just staring at my forehead, who wants to do that? I certainly wouldn't. And this is me, and no matter how much I like a YouTuber, I'm not watching their forehead while they search for something for like 10 minutes. I'm just not doing it. So I wouldn't expect that of you guys as well. If you toggle to off and then back to monitor input, it kicks back on. What are you talking about off, bro? What are we talking about here? What are we talking about? Gameplay scene. What's off? Like in properties? Hold on. Hold on, we might be cooking. No, that's not it. Dang it. Bro, I was trying to cook. So, welcome back to the Retro Gaming Troubleshooting Podcast, as we are troubleshooting right now an audio error in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers for the Super Nintendo. We are currently trying to overpower OBS, but OBS is defeating the mediocre gamer. Stay tuned as we continue. Man, this is not working, bro. Advanced audio properties? Bro, that looks like a place where audio would be. No, that's not it either. Bro, hold on. Device input. No, that's resolution. No, my resolution is awesome. What are we talking about here? Jay, you could read the dictionary and I'd kick it off, bro. Man, it's just not going to work. I'm so stubborn, I was trying to make it work. It's just not going to happen. So here's what's going to... Oh, hold on. We're not going to voting yet. We got things to talk about. Jay, you could read the dictionary and I get a kick out of it, bro. Man, I appreciate that. I like to make things a little bit entertaining for you guys. So I let my personality, man, I get a few Dr. Peppers. I start getting under the influence, bro. I will say anything. I will just let it out there if I've had a few Dr. Peppers, 2 or 3 for sure. If you toggle to off, then back to monitor. Oh, we already read that. And then we got Rob laughing at Michael B. Michael B thinks he is a comedian when it comes to Bubsy, and he's not. Michael B says, GoFundMe for Rob to fly out and help Jake troubleshoot the stream. Man, I mean, when we're talking about somebody, so if anybody knows watching, or if you're watching the video playback, so we got this guy named Rob, the Retro Years. You want to check him out on YouTube. He used to be the Retro Hunters, and man, you look him up and it's like, look at all these thousands of subscribers. What's he doing wasting his time watching Jake Dies Again? But then you think, man, if he's got all these subs and been doing it for so long, he's probably got some good video quality. You go back and watch it and it's like, this man, he's in film. He knows cinema. So you watch his streams a little bit and you watch mine, you're like, what backwoods country bumpkin stuff are we watching right here, bro? That's Louisiana mediocre gaming we're in, man. So yeah, sometimes I got issues. I'm not a professional. You know, I don't do film and cinema. for my full-time job. I'm just an average gamer that after work at 5 o'clock likes to hang back and have a few cold DPs, relax a little bit, and play some games made 30 years ago. That's me. I don't know a lot about audio and video. I do my best. Listen to this. The fact that we're even live at all on YouTube is a miracle. That's just shy of a miracle. For how much I know, I mean, we are really, the stars are aligning right now just for me to be able to do what I'm doing here. Bro, if I got an assistant one day, and I'm like, hey, producer man, and Mikey, whoever, producer man Mikey, fix me. Dude, we would be on top of the retro game right now. On top. If I had anybody with any technical skills guiding my creative prowess that I have in between these 2 ears, bro, we'd launch to the moon. We would launch to the freaking moon. Because I got all the ideas. I got the creativity. I like to cook. I just don't have the technical. Dude, like having a PC, I had to help getting this put together. Like I had to phone a friend. Hey, so the motherboard goes, I'm watching like a YouTube video and I'm going super slow. Having all this together and what I got now is just shy of a miracle. So anyway, man, you don't want to hear about that though. Retro Survivor, we got 4 contestants left, guys. One of them being Psycho Dream. Very shocked how Psycho Dream is beating out Gradius and Super Off-Road, but here we are. Maybe you guys like it. Maybe you guys have played it more than me. Maybe you guys are waiting for me to play it because you've heard me talk about how great it is. Therefore, you want to see it live with audio as well. That can't happen. Keep in the game. I will make sure. Man, I'm telling you, OBS updated. I was not prepared for that today. Again, welcome back me. Let's see. Have you tried deleting and re-editing the capture source? Bro, if I do that, you guys are just going to see an empty template for a few moments. You're just going to see my room and all that. I don't know if I want to do all that. I don't know if I want to shed that kind of light on myself. I hadn't even cleaned up my room behind me, bro. I don't know if we want to do all that live. Rob, message retracted. He was probably talking bad about my video and felt bad. Rob says, whatever, dude, your stream is fire. Man, it's all about the personality. I don't have the good backdrop. Dude, I'm actually kind of put you on some game right now. I'm actually working on a cabinet shelf space with my Super Nintendo games with like a few items in between to make it look super cool. I don't know. So I got like a bedroom behind me. It's like our guest room. Being so I got this like temporary backdrop right now. So I either have to put this shelf like literally in the middle of the room for it to be caught on the camera, which is not doable at all. Or what I'm going to do is make a corner that I can make all of my my reels and TikToks and I guess like mobile size videos, aspect ratio. But anyway, the main thing is I'm working on a shelf right now. It's got all my Super Nintendo games, some complete in box, which is really cool. A lot of my carts. What else I got on there? Man, I'm a big slasher guy too. So I got like some Jason stuff on there. I got some little figurines. Dude, and it's got like a LED strip all the way around. So it kind of lights up. My son naturally likes it because it's colorful. But dude, I get that behind me. Bro, we're cooking. Because you already got this. You got the live stream. You got the idea for the show. I get something behind me with a little texture people want to look at. Bro, we're chilling. We're so chilling. Again, we could go to the top of the game if I had a producer and I'm working on a backdrop. Am I caught up? Rob says this. I don't know if that's agreeing with the prayer of Easter or he's just in agreement with me. Either way, guys, we got some business to take care of. That business is we're going to go to the semis after this episode. Do you realize that? After this episode, we will have 3 games. And the finale has 2 games. So we're going to be in the semi-finale of Retro Survivor. Bro, that's insane. I feel like we just started. My boy Nico says, what's up, dude? Nico, glad that you're in the stream. Saw Nico play some indie games on X, reached out to him, and man, I'm glad you're in the stream. So what we do here, Nico, is that we have a Retro Survivor or Survivor-based where we get games out one at a time. And we are down to 4. And you're about to join in for the live eviction. I'm actually about to put the poll in the chat right now. So what a time to join. I'm going to put the poll in the chat. You guys are going to vote live right here on the show. Who's going to go home next? We're going to call the boat in. They're going to get taken off. We're going to have 3 contestants left. Then at the next episode, you will realize who is going to win. We will crown the winner of Retro Survivor. So here we go. My boy James in the chat. Man, everybody's getting off work. It's glad to see everybody. Let me go ahead and grab that poll, and we're going to vote live. Nico, this is going to be your first poll. Please vote responsibly. We are not, Nico, listen to me. James, listen. Eyes, eye contact. We are not voting out Blackthorn. We are not voting out Power Rangers. Are you hearing me? Also, the thing you need to know about this show, I'm a very, is the word subjective? Subjective host, not objective. I'm going to tell you my thoughts. I'm going to tell you my opinions. I'm going to tell you, if you want to be influenced, let me influence you. Let me tell you how to vote if you don't know how to vote. I would love for you to keep my nostalgic games in. That would make me very happy. Again, I have no power. I'm not going to vote, so you can do what you want. But Nico, listen, here's the name of the game. We got Bubsy out. I influenced. I did all the puppet string pulling I could to get Bubsy out last week. We did it. We accomplished our goal. Now, however, our next goal is to get Blackthorn and Power Rangers into the finale. If Ninja Gaiden makes it to the finale, I'm cool with that. And I hate saying all that about Psycho Dream because I love Psycho Dream. It was a really good game. But we're at the point now, guys. I mean, we got some heavy hitters. I mean, it's just a bunch of all-stars up there. I mean, what do you do at this point? Somebody's got to go. I hate seeing Psycho Dream having to go. But somebody's got to do it, and it cannot be Power Rangers. I'll lose my dadgum mind. All right, let me go ahead and grab that poll. And, guys, we have a straw poll is what I use. And straw poll, don't let it intimidate you. I know it's a link, and I know that you're thinking that I'm going to steal your social security number. I'm not. And you're not going to have to sign anything or ask for 10% off something. It's literally just a link. It's going to take you straight to the straw poll site. Super easy. You're going to see 4 images. Select the one you would like to evict. I'm not asking for your email address. I'm not asking for your personal information, bro. You click the link, you vote. It's that simple. And the only reason we do that is because YouTube only lets 4 at a time. Well, we start with 10 contestants. So the math ain't mathing. We got to do something else. So we're using straw poll. And since I start with straw poll, I end with straw poll. I don't like to change it up on you guys. I don't like to do that. Let me go ahead and pin this message. I don't want you guys to lose it. It is pinned in the chat. You don't have an excuse. Say, man, I didn't see it. I didn't see it. I wasn't able to vote. It's pinned in the chat, bro. Go vote. Message is pinned successfully. All right, everybody go vote. Now is the time. This is a show where you get all of the power. You get to evict somebody live on air. And you get to pick who is the Retro Survivor champion week by week, step by step. It's all on you. I have no power. I do not vote. The only time I get involved is if there is a tiebreaker and all of our lurkers out there not voting. It's only happened like once or twice. Hopefully I don't have to do that. But all my lurkers, get in there, bro. Go vote. Now is the time. Here are your voting options. You can vote out Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And yes, I did put Mighty Morphin Power Rangers as an option to be voted out, as much as that pains me. But I think that you guys are a smart enough audience, dedicated retro gamers, that you are not going to vote them out, I would think. Sure, it's only an hour and 10-minute game. Sure, it's a short game. Sure, it's pretty easy. Yes. We know all of that. Did you not hear? Well, I just made fun of myself. The audio wasn't working. Did you hear the first time that I played Mighty Morphin Power Rangers live on the air? Did you hear how perfectly that sounded in the 16-bit console, that theme song? Just how great. It took you back to being a kid sitting in front of the TV. I know it did. They nailed the music in it. It just, when you have the whole transformation, when you have the whole metamorphosis, when they go, I mean, it's just, I'm looking at it right now to the side screen. That's why I got my head turned. It looks amazing, bro. It looks amazing. It's got all the feels, all the vibes. You see all the characters from the show. It follows the 90s sitcom, or not sitcom, the 90s show episode by episode pretty much with all the characters. You get to see a lot of them. And that's the main thing you want with a licensed game, is that you want to play your characters. Like the characters you see on TV, you want the opportunity to play them. And that's exactly what you get to do with one of the best shows out there in the 90s, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. You get to play it. Next, Ninja Gaiden Trilogy. I don't know how somebody votes that out in good faith. But again, when you're down to 4, You gotta cut your losses. You gotta make decisions. I got a review on that. If you guys have never played Ninja Gaiden, if you're new to the franchise, I got a video out there. You can see my thoughts on it. Awesome game, great platformer. It is brutally difficult, though. I will say that. So if you're a mediocre gamer, maybe that's your reason to vote it out. I don't know, because you just can't pass it. I might could see that. It is really difficult. Blackthorn reeks of cool. One of the coolest games out there. You feel like you are Sylvester Stallone or Arnold Schwarzenegger just shooting up baddies. That's what you feel like the entire time. And then you got the weight of responsibility of saving the world like a in-depth RPG on your back at the same time. So you combine both of that, man, you got a recipe for a great game. Psycho Dream, can't talk about it enough. Already gave my big spiel, Nico, before you joined in, James. Big spiel on how it is just one of the coolest worlds out there. Super vibey, looks awesome. Weird looking bosses. Some I would say don't look very PG. That's maybe me looking into it a little bit more, but man, just a all around super vibey game. You really get into the world, and that's what I enjoy about old games like this, because there's really not that many dystopian universes that pull you in when we're talking about Super Nintendo games. So this one kind of stands alone in its own genre. I feel like you got a tough decision to make. Basically what it boils down to. You all have a tough decision to make. But the vote is happening live right now. Let me go ahead and go to my screen. Vote is open. We are officially in Tribal Council. Everybody can go vote right now, live on the straw poll. Go vote. Let me check up on that chat. I'm way behind. Dang, I'm way behind. Let me go ahead and get up on this chat. Nico says, what's up, dude? For retro's sake, don't blame yourself, Jake. Blame Rita. This is all Rita's fault right now. The audio earlier not working in the video, Rita's fault. Rita's up to it. I know that she's in her dimension with her little... She sent putties out there to ruin my audio. I just know it. Rita's fault. James says, hey, what's up? Nico says, hey, everybody. Make sure Ninja Gaiden Trilogy survives. I rented that as a kid, so don't ruin my childhood. Nico has spoken. Nico said he is nostalgic for Ninja Gaiden. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, Nico. I was late to the party on that one. I didn't play it until I was an adult. However, having played it as an adult, it's a freaking awesome game. It's awesome. I really enjoy playing that game. It's a good time. Especially, probably, I'm going to go out and say this, Nico. I'm going to go out and say this. And not just because you're watching. I'm just being honest. Like, I was seeing someone on X recently talk about the best opening sequences in a video game. Probably one of the best, I would say, if not on, at least on the Mount Rushmore of best opening sequences in a video game. Got to go to Ninja Gaiden. One of the best opening cutscenes. It makes you ready for battle as a kid. I mean, it's one of the best ones. So, yeah, if nothing else, awesome cutscenes. All right, let's keep going. James says, sorry, long days. Psycho Dream out then. That trilogy was awesome. Man, James is already calling it. He's saying Psycho Dream is out. I will say this, James. To me, now this is to me, that seems like the solution here. That seems like who's leaving. It seems very obvious, I'd even say. To me. Now, that's me, James. However, Bubsy stayed until like week 7. I would have never guessed that, because Bubsy is the 10th best game in a 10-contestant show that I run. So the fact that he made it this far shocked me to my core. The fact that Bubsy made it longer than Super Off-Road, that is appalling. That is the best word I can use. Appalling. I would have bet my entire life savings. I would have bet my entire Yu-Gi-Oh collection. That is my beloved possession. I would have bet that Bubsy would have went before Super Off-Road. And yet you voted Super Off-Road first. So James, you really don't know. I've seen crazier things happen on Retro Survivor. You really have no idea. And Kendra says, hi, what did you end up playing today? And Kendra, we're not talking about it. We're moving on. No, I had some audio trouble with Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. We would have played the second half of it. But again, Rita was behind our audio issues today. She sent some digital putties our way, and they overran us. I'm currently waiting on my backup. to I don't know. Hopefully we can play it next week, guys. Maybe I'll have enough time to play 2 games next week. I'm hoping. I'm hoping. Also, Friday I'm looking to go live too. Haven't decided what I'm going to play yet. I got a video dropping tomorrow. Actually, if you if you need some more Jake Dies It Again content, Retro Rewind is a video simulator, and you guys can look it up on Steam. It is where you get to run your own VHS store. Like back in the 90s, you rented these games, the games that we're looking at right now. You rented those games as a kid. You rented old movies in the 90s from a video store. You get to run one yourself. Dude, it is reeking with nostalgia. Just nostalgia dopamine everywhere I'm running. And I had a video game store called Video Giant in my hometown. Dude, let me talk about this for a second. Hold on. We're going to get to the vote. Hold on with me. I got something to share. Dude, in my small town, I'll put it to you this way. In our parish, which is county in every other state, Louisiana calls them parishes. In our parish, we have 10,000 people. In my town, in the parish, I think there's 300 people. Dude, super small town. Here's the craziest thing though. We had a video store up until like, I'm not trying to be dramatic. I'm really trying to give you the honest answer. I want to say 2013. That was as big as a Walmart neighborhood market, was big as a full Walgreens. A very, very, very large video rental store called Video Giant that was open until it might have even been 2014. And I'm not joking. That was the last video rental store that I knew of in existence. And it was in my hometown, middle of nowhere, and was huge. How up to that point they kept the lights on and paid people, I will never know. But anyway, I'm starting to recreate that store in the game, and I'm having a blast. I'm having an absolute blast. And so I haven't got that far into it, but I'm going to go ahead and release a video because it came out like a week and a half ago, so I'm already behind. But I'm going to put a video about that coming out tomorrow, so check it out. Also, like I said, Friday, I got the house to myself, so I'm probably going to go live Friday night. Man, subscribe. Use this moment to subscribe. Make sure you don't miss that live, and we'll hang out some more Friday. Let me go back to the chat. I'm still way behind. I got to catch up. You guys are awesome. You guys are amazing for commenting so much. I really do appreciate it. And you guys make me laugh. When I go through the chats, to get, as an adult, to get a good belly laugh in, just to crack up. Like, you know how many times somebody at work sends me something and I just get some air go out of my nose a little bit more aggressively, where it's just like something like that. But when I go through this chat, I'm like, I start belly laughing. I start just cracking up because you guys are funny. You guys make me laugh. I enjoy my Tuesdays. Let's go back to it. Hiya, what did you end up? Okay, read that. Nico says, I don't know what Psycho Dream is, so it can go. It was a Super Famicom game, Nico. That is Super Famicom game. Apparently a really popular one back then. I don't know that because I didn't play it, but it got an English translation this past year. So any Super Famicom game that is now available in the US or later was available in the US or got an English translation, now I will review it and consider it part of my Super Nintendo reviews that I put on YouTube. So I made a video about it. I thought it'd be an interesting kind of twist game to throw in here. Going to be honest, I thought it was going to be the first one to go because it was a Super Famicom game and got an English translation late. I thought it was probably going to be the first game out the door. But again, just like I've said a million times, anything can happen in Retro Survivor. It's still here. It's in the Final Four. We shall see. We'll see where it goes. The only words I heard were vote out and Power Rangers. You sure, Jake? Okay, can do. Michael B., there's not a kick button on a YouTube Live. But if you vote out Power Rangers, I will find a way. I will find you. I will find a way to kick you out, bro. Don't do it. That's the little the devil on your shoulder. That's the Green Goblin mask over there talking to you to vote out Power Rangers. Don't listen to it. Don't listen to it. DDR says, adios, Power... No, don't say that. DDR says, adios, Power Rangers. Please don't. Y'all just don't want me to be happy, do you? You just don't want me to be content or peaceful. That's why you voted Buster for so long in season 1. DDR says, I want to see Psycho. It is destiny. Power Rangers didn't even want to give us audio tonight. That is a good point. That I cannot argue with. But just don't do this to me. Don't do this to your host. Am I going to continue on with the show? Absolutely. Is there anything I can even do about it? No. I let you guys vote. That's a sacrifice that I'm making on my own show. But it will make me sad. Do you want me to be sad, DDR? Because I will be. I'm not going to cry on a stream. I'll just do it after the stream. Retro years. Psycho must go. It sounds like that's the plan. Again, I have heard a overwhelming murmur and talk and just the crowds like pitchforks and like a mob mentality for Bubsy to go out. What was that, 2 or 3 weeks ago? And the dude lasted 2 or 3 more weeks, bro. Anything can happen. And I didn't even check. Then I'm going to get me a little sneak peek, and then we're going to end tribal council. So if you are lurking, if you got something to do right now, you don't have much longer, you need to go vote. Michael B says, I really think Jank wants us to vote out Power Rangers. I need to mute him right now. I don't know, just the vibe I'm getting from him. Mute. No, I'm not going to mute you, Michael B. I appreciate you watching. Nico says, I need to check that out. It looks cool. What is that, Psycho Dream? Yes, you need to go check out Psycho Dream. It's on Steam right now. I don't know how much it is. I don't think it's an expensive game. But like I said, it did get an English translation, so you can play an old 90s Super Famicom game that is this dystopian world where people get sucked into their dreams. Police have to come and rescue them from their own mind. If that sounds anywhere interesting to you, go check it out. It's on Steam. Really cool game. I agree. Pretty weird, but fun overall. It is a very weird game. Retro's sake, give me the praying hands. Appreciate you watching, Retro. Nico says, I wish I owned a cart of it, but that game is expensive. Oh, dude, I hadn't even looked at the cart prices. But I would imagine with how popular it is and how niche it is, it's probably out the wazoo. I can't imagine how expensive it is. I have not looked it up. I do not own it. I do not own that cart. Like I said, it came out on Steam. So my review, I was playing it on modern PC, playing it on Steam. So I was not playing it on my Super Famicom or Super Nintendo. So I have no idea how much the carts are. I would imagine they are higher than a giraffe's butt. I would imagine. Okay. Nico says, I'm almost caught up. For a non-RPG, yeah, there's some great opening scenes on the Super Nintendo. Castlevania 4 and Final Fantasy 6 have killer openings too. Bro, yes. I'd say Castlevania 4 is an awesome intro. Would I pick Castlevania 4 or would I pick Ninja Gaiden as the better intro? Dude, that's hard. That's a hard comparison right there. That is two iconic intros. When I go back to what I mentioned before, the Mount Rushmore of intros, those two might take 4 of the spots. That's how much I like those two intros. Final Fantasy VI, great opening, awesome opening. I just don't think it affected me. The game is incredible. Don't hear that. I just don't think, and maybe I think my expectations were too high when I first played it. And I'm a victim of that sometimes when people hype something up too much and then I go and play it and I think it should be way up here. If I would have just went into it blind, and that's how I did with Super Castlevania 4 because I just saw all the gameplay online. I'm a little bit behind as far as growing up with the Super Nintendo. So a lot of the games I'm late to the party on, I played as an adult. So I saw a lot of Castlevania gameplay and nobody ever referenced the intro. So when I saw that awesome intro, I was like, dang, that is awesome. So I think that I am a victim of too high of expectations for Final Fantasy VI. I'd have to think about and pray about that though. Could make the top 4 for me. But the other two, off the top of my head, I'd put them on the Mount Rushmore. For Retro's sake, absolutely agree with you about Ninja Gaiden. When I was a kid, watching that for the first time was amazing. Seeing how many other games don't do anything at all. Yeah, just to jump into a game with, no kind of intro or with a ridiculous one like Bubsy. Like, come on. We should want better. We should have wanted better as kids. We should want better for our kids. The Woolies are going to come steal all of the world's yarn, so you have to stop the Woolies or you're not going to have any more yarn. What does that even mean? Who cares? It's yarn. When's the last time you saw somebody really needing some yarn? Like your grandma knitting a sweater? When's the last time that it just really affected you in your day-to-day life for not having yarn? Anybody? Can anybody? No, I don't think so. So the fact that that's your whole mission is you got to stop these alien woolly things from getting your yarn. And then you play the game, the yarn doesn't even count. You collect the yarn. What's that for? You don't get an upgrade. You don't get extra lives. You just collect it to say you collected it. At the end, you say, man, this time I collected more yarn than the last time I played the game. Who cares? It's yarn. Off my rant. Final Fantasy VI for real, Rob says. Yes, I have to think about it a little bit more, Rob. Let me think about it a little bit more as far as best intros. Man, you're making me think of a video idea. I could do Mount Rushmore, Super Nintendo / NES opening sequences, best ones. Or I might just do Super Nintendo. Because I have to put NES, that would be hard to boil it down to 4. You can kind of cheat with Ninja Gaiden since it's got trilogy on the Super Nintendo. You can include it. So kind of cheat a little bit there to keep Ninja Gaiden in. That's a good video idea. I might do that. Okay, DDR says, it isn't personal. I never played Power Rangers on the Super Nintendo. Bro, did you watch the live like 2 weeks ago? Did that not just put you in front of the TV when you were an 8-year-old kid? I know for a fact, DDR, you probably dressed up as a Power Ranger for Halloween, didn't you? Because everybody else did. I did. My wife did. She dressed up as a pink Power Ranger. Everybody wanted to be a Power Ranger when they were a kid. You did not. You're the only one. You're the only kid who didn't want to be a Power Ranger. Amazing. You got to play as them on the game, bro. On the Super Nintendo. We can't vote them out. Don't be crazy. Don't be crazy. Michael B says, you saying if I vote out Power Rangers that Buster can come back? If we have a legacy season, I might have Buster back. I'm going to put this, I'm going to make that into a reel with just like a really sad music behind it. I might bring Buster back. I might do it. I just don't want Buster back. And I don't want to see Bubsy back. But I got to do what the fans want to do. I listen to the fans, so it's up to them. I might do it. James says, uh-oh. And Cantor says, I love yarn and knit all the time. And Cantor, don't you do that. There's no way. Do you actually knit? I feel bad if I made fun of my knitters out there. If I made fun of my yarn makers. I'm not even going to go into that. If anybody, man, I probably made fun of somebody's grandma out there too. And I love my grandma. I'm sorry, guys. Yarn's important. It's not important. It's not equivalent to saving the world, though. Can we at least say that? Every other RPG and platformer is like, you got to save the princess from a diabolical villain or they're going to kill her, or you have to save the world. I mean, can we at least agree on that? Can we all agree on that? Okay. Moving on. Confirmed Jake hates sweaters knit by grandmas. That's what this is going to turn into. Jake hates all grandmas. That's awesome. I love that. Super Metroid, first 10 minutes, easily GOAT. But that's first 10 minutes or is that intro? See, that's the thing. There's a lot of first levels, first opening sequences, but we're talking intro. So to me, when I think intro, I'm thinking of a cutscene, takes you to the main menu, like some backstory before the main menu. Like I'm thinking of that. I'm not thinking of opening sequences. Because once you start getting to the game of Super Metroid, well, now we were just having the conversation of what's the best Super Nintendo games. Which Super Metroid, would I put it in the top 4? Crap, I don't know if I'd put it in the top 4. I might would put it in the top 4. There's so many good Super Nintendo games out there. That's why this is hard. That's why these votes are hard for Tribal Council and Retro Survivor. Man, I can't even catch up. You guys are chatty today, which is really good. I enjoy all of you talking. I enjoy all of you commenting. Helps the show grow, and it seems like we have more people commenting in the chat every single week that we do this, which is a good thing. The show is growing, which is awesome. So I do appreciate you guys. But at some point, I got to stop reading the chat so we can have this vote. No, I appreciate all of you. I hated Power Rangers, LOL. James, you hated the Power Rangers? I mean, me hating grandmas is one thing. But hating the Power Rangers? What? Do you hate Full House? Do you hate chocolate milk? Do you hate all the good things in life, bro? Do you hate vacations? James, you hate Power Rangers. Somebody pray for that man. Somebody pray for that man in the chat right quick. Send some prayer. Look, do this emoji right now We're all gonna pray for James. Put that in the chat. That's for you, James. We're praying for you, buddy. Don't know how you don't like the Power Rangers. That's insane. And Cantor says yarn is the future. I don't know if yarn with a rock sign behind it. I don't know if that goes together. I don't know how rock and roll yarn is, but okay. Jake hates yarn. I've been canceled. Cancel culture is coming for me. Man, Rob with the first praying emojis. He's praying for you, James. He's sending good vibes your way, my man. Hope you get better. Michael B has joined in as well. Hope you get better, James. Hope you get over the hatred you have for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. It's that hatred is not good for you, buddy. I'm actually knitting right now. And Cantor, you're making this up. There's no way. Super Metroid doesn't even crack your top 4. Now we really beefing. Dude, think about the best. We're talking the best Super Nintendo games. I mean, I don't know if I'm not prepared for this argument right now. There's too many. I'm not prepared for this. I'm not even going to start this conversation. I'm going to make somebody mad. I mean, obviously it's in the conversation of being the top 4, obviously. But you got to think about the Super Mario worlds, the Zeldas, the Chrono Triggers, the Earthbounds, then you got my nostalgic favorites. You got Zombies Ate My Neighbors. You got man, you just got some really good ones out there. Top 4. That's tough, man. That's tough. We can discuss that on stream sometime. Nico, bro, we can do a collab where we discuss the best Super Nintendo games. You just send me the link. Bro, I got an email address in my YouTube channel, my bio. Send me an email. I'll have it. We'll discuss it. We'll make some kind of, because I will come. Right now, I'm not prepared. Bro, if we have an actual video where we discuss the best Super Nintendo games, I will have point by point. It's going to be a 5-point debate for each single game. I'm going to rest my case, and I think everybody's going to applaud and everybody's going to agree with me. I don't know, Nico. I might take over your show if you put me on there, because I'm going to be coming with the heat, brother. I'm going to be coming with the research. I'm going to have the receipts. I'm going to have it all together. I'm going to have the receipts. What? I'm going to have the research. What? Yeah, I'm going to be ready if we ever have that conversation. Bro, it's got to be only in conversation for top 1. So that's your favorite game, Super Metroid. All right, Michael B. So if I ever have a Retro Survivor, where I include my top, where I think is the top 10 Super Nintendo games, and so that means Super Metroid is, I would assume it's going to be top 10. I would need to look at all my favorite games and all the best games. I'm going to go ahead and say that Super Metroid is going to make the top 10. If I ever make a top 10 version of Retro Survivor, might do that for the 10th season, I don't know, then that would be your chance. And we'll see if Super Metroid truly wins out. I would imagine a lot of people would want to see that. You guys can agree with me or disagree with me in the chat. I think a lot of people would like to see a top 10 Retro Survivor season where we have the absolute elite games all vying for the crown of Retro Survivor. That could be fun. Super Metroid has a ton of ROM hacks as well. I never got into the ROM hack game, if I'm being honest with you, DDR, but I have heard that, and I will take your word for it. Super Metroid is in my top 4. I would imagine, James, your number 1 is probably Demon's Crest, and I would have to think about that if it would make my top 10. I'm not sure. I've really enjoyed playing it, though. Late to the party on it. I've really, really enjoyed it. I need to go fix the audio on my last video of it, by the way. Good video. Last 2 or 3 minutes, my audio gets a little messed up, which is kind of the name of the game. Anyway, let's continue to our votes, guys. I'm going to check out the results. I'm going to give you guys just another moment. I'm going to check the results. We are going to have a live eviction tonight on Retro Survivor. Then we will be down to 3, count them, 3 Super Nintendo games. All right, guys. There's a good bit of votes this week. Man, appreciate you guys voting. Okay, give you guys just another second to go vote. Michael B says, aside from the opening recap, Super Metroid is a masterpiece in storytelling alone with 0 dialogue. That is a good point. Good point. Haven't thought about that. No dialogue and tells an awesome story. Probably a unicorn in and of its own right, just for that. Okay, I'm about to close the vote. 20 seconds. That's all you get. If you're lurking, if you're doing dishes and you got this in the background, if you're talking to somebody, if you're watching this on the PC and you're checking your phone, whatever, now's the time to go vote. Because if your favorite game gets voted out, you can't complain later because you didn't vote. You had a say and you didn't capitalize. So here we go. I'm about to close the vote. Or knitting. Knitting? I don't understand, James. You're going to have to fill me in, buddy. Okay, let me go ahead and close that vote, guys. I'm closing it. Okay, vote's closed. Go to our votes closed screen. The votes are in, which means, hold on. Let me go ahead and let me get my fire going. No, the overheat sound's playing. Gotta get my fire going. The fire is lit. Glad you all could make it to the ceremony today. We just had a vote. And the votes are in. I have them counted in front of me. And tonight, as we sit around the campfire, we will ask one of our 4 contestants to leave the island. One of you 4 are going to be picked up by a boat headed by our camera crew off to a nearby island. They're going to come pick you up and take you back. And that's going to be the end of your Retro Survivor career. You're only going to have a few minutes to say goodbye to everybody. Tear apart your lean-to, tear apart your shelter, gather your things. You're going to get just a moment to say goodbye, and then we're going to see you off. But I think everybody is here around the campfire, so I think we can get started. So tonight, without further ado, we have a clear winner who will be evicted from this week's Retro Survivor. And that game is none other than Power Rangers. Son of a gun! Why do you guys do this? Come on, let me get back in character. Power Rangers, you have just a few moments to gather your things, and you must head off the island. Yes, you deserve to be here. You played a great game. You pulled the heartstrings of many watching at home. Very nostalgic game. You gave us all fond memories that we're going to later look back on this season. Power Rangers, your time for Retro Survivor must come to an end. So here's what's going to happen. We are going to call in the boat. Let's call in the boat. If you guys can hear it in the back, I just sent a text out. The boat is on its way. It's going to come pick up Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And it's going to take you off. Everybody wave bye to Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Man, that was a tough loss. That was really tough on your host today. Probably one of my most nostalgic games. Actually, man, I don't have it with me. I bought a complete inbox version of Power Rangers on the Super Nintendo. Bought it last week. So I have a full copy of Power Rangers that sits on my shelf right now, and I get to look at it, and it makes me happy. What doesn't make me happy, however, is looking at the red X on Power Rangers on my own show, because you guys just can't you just don't want, I just can't, I'm at a loss for words. I'm never at a loss for words. You guys just want to stir the pot and have chaos. It bothers me. Okay, so we've come to the end. Guys, we have 3 games left. And the 3 games are Ninja Gaiden Trilogy, Blackthorn, Psycho Dream. That is the 3 games that are left. All right, guys, let me catch up on this chat, and we are going to end today's show. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for voting, besides the ones that voted for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, because I am very, very, very upset at you guys. But I do appreciate you watching. Not everybody should have voting privileges, I think, on this show, because that's just ridiculous. Okay, let's, man, what do you gain from that? What do you gain from voting out Mighty Morphin Power Rangers? First Darius twin and now this. You can't let an audio problem dictate how you vote, people. It's not the game's fault. Blame OBS. There was an update, and I didn't know about it, and I couldn't get it right. And I thought we was having a great conversation rather than playing it. I'm like, oh, you guys saw it 2 weeks ago. You saw how great the game was. Do I need to convince you any further? Apparently I did, because you voted it out. My blood pressure is skyrocketing right now. I need to chill out. Okay, go back to the chat. Michael B says, aside from the opening recap, Super Metroid is a match. Oh, read that part. Oh, Michael B says, no overheat again. Get a new console, Jake. Oh, yeah. No, sorry. I played that sound. Did not mean to, Michael B. That's my bad. I got my soundboard right here. Sometimes I get a little overzealous with my sounds, and I accidentally played overheat again. Hope you guys enjoyed the twist last week, by the way. We had 2 evictions in one episode. Surprise twist called Overheat. We will continue that for future seasons. I'm going to put that in my back pocket. Also, save states. We will have that in future seasons as well, as we have a guest, another streamer come on here, and they will basically hand another game immunity for the week, which can really shake things up, especially if they pick a game that everybody was agreeing to go home. I was thinking that Mark Davis, the fishing master, was probably going home that week, that Rob saved it. So the fact that, that really shakes things up, because then something goes on early, and then you let a game hang around. You let them fly under the radar for too long. Next thing you know, they're in the finale. So it really shakes things up. So, yeah, no twist tonight. Hey, if we have a twist every night, it's not a special, Michael B. Twist for a reason. You're not expecting them. So sometimes I just got to keep you on your toes, but I can't have it every week. Come on now. It's crazy. You're getting greedy, Michael B. James says, I voted Psycho Dream. Retro Year says, same. That is sad. Yeah, it was a very close vote. It was a close vote. But Mighty Morphin Power Rangers had the most votes. Very, very sad. Michael B says, I only voted for what Jake told me to vote for. Oh, okay, Michael B. So obviously Michael B is one that voted out Power Rangers. Big sad. By the way, I dressed up as a Ninja Turtle, not a Power Ranger. DDR says Ninja Turtle. Dude, Turtles in Time. I would imagine if we did a best of, that would probably be a top 10 game that would be in Retro Survivor if we did the top 10 games. Now, that is a top 10 game, and I've said this, full disclosure, I've never played Turtles in Time. And I'm at the point now, I got to play it. It's just when I know something's so good, and I've made it this long, I'm 30. I've made it 30 years, and I haven't played it. How many retro games out there do I have to look forward to? I mean, they're not making, I guess they're technically making new retro games, but they're not making new Super Nintendo games. Okay, technically they are. You know what I'm trying to say. There's not many new retro games to look forward to at my age. Like, once you play them, you play them. So that's one I know is really good, and everybody talks up. Now, I've never played it. So then it's like, once I play it, it's over. I mean, go back to the time. Imagine your favorite music album of all time. Think of it. Give it a few seconds. Remember the first time you listened to it? And you were like, this is the greatest thing God has gifted this earth. You can't wash your brain and go listen to it for the first time again. You can't. And I know that for this game. I know I can't experience it for the first time again. So I'm just hesitant on doing it, because once I do it, it's over. And that is a big character flaw in me, and I hate to admit that, but that's how I am. So I need to play it soon. Maybe that's a live stream. Maybe we do a watch along and you guys see my first reactions. I hate to say this, but there are more top games like that I've never played before. I'm not going to admit them right now because I would be embarrassed as somebody who talks about Super Nintendo a lot. But again, I grew up with my brother's old Super Nintendo and his collection of games. If he did not have it, like I'm 30, so Super Nintendo was pretty much on its way out when I was born. But so I didn't like go to the store and rent them and all that. But I just grew up playing his Super Nintendo and his collection of games, because he had the N64, then the PlayStation, but I got the hand-me-down. So I was in my room playing Super Nintendo all growing up. Well, the only games I had is the games he had. So there's some top games. If he didn't have them, I didn't play them as a kid. And I played some as an adult, but not all of them. I would be embarrassed to say, as someone who considers themselves an expert in this console, there's probably more than Turtles in Time I have not played. But anyway, I might play that as a watch along. That'd be really fun. You guys get to see my first live reactions to an all timer. That'd be cool. Okay. Thought Marky D would go the distance. I thought so too. And man, just to let you guys in on some ball, me and Rob have been messaging back and forth on how big of a fish that we catch in Mark Davis, the fishing master. So I'll let that be known, because how many other games, Rob, are we talking about after they get voted out? Any? But this game we're still playing, still having fun with, we're still conversing back and forth with, sending picture updates and having a good time with. That goes to show how awesome that game truly is. And the fact that it went so early is crazy. You should play Turtles on Friday. Man, that might be something I do. I might play Turtles on Friday. I got some free time Friday night. That might be something I do. Catch up with me. Follow me on X. That way you can keep tabs on whatever game I play Friday. It might be Turtles in Time. Follow me on X. Subscribe. That way you don't miss anything. You don't miss any announcements. And you don't miss whatever game that I'm going to be playing. But man, guys, thank you for another great show. I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate you guys being so chatty in the comments and just talking to me. Have a great time hanging out with you all on Tuesday. And it feels like every single week we have more people in the chat, more comments. I spend so much time just catching up on the chat, which means the show is growing and I'm having a good time with it. And I just want to say I appreciate you guys. So I will figure out this OBS update next week. We will have a video. We will have audio. I will let you guys vote on Ninja Gaiden, Blackthorn, or Psycho Dream. I will play it live on stream next week. Video, audio, first-time reactions. Well, not first-time reactions for me, but for you guys, I'm sure a lot of you have not played these games, because some of them, Blackthorn and Psycho Dream, I'm looking at you, some of them are not very popular. So you're going to see them for the first time. Let me know what you think in the chat next week when I play it. But man, thank you guys again for watching. And I will see you guys next Tuesday at 4:30.